What up, guys? James from Bolt Bros here. Chargers have signed from the International Player Pathway Program with the NFL. Jordan Petaia, tight end from Australia. Wow. And rugby is his background. So, very interesting to be able to see this signing all around. But does this also mean the Chargers will be playing overseas in Australia in 2026? So, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Bolt Bros, let's go.
Bolt Bros!
All right, guys. Once again, appreciate all the love and support. Please like the video, subscribe to this channel if you've not. We appreciate all the love and support. And throw in the comments below what's your thoughts about Jordan Petaia getting signed by the Chargers through the International Player Pathway Program. Pretty cool to see. But once again, he is a budding star in the rugby circuit. You know what? He's got a lot of things that he has done well within, and actually accolades that he's had so far as a rugby player. He was actually the youngest player to play in the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan, and in 2023 he was also in the World Cup in France too. So the guy has gotten to some very, very high points within his young career very quickly. He was, and I'm not a guy that knows a whole heck of a lot about rugby, but he did play basically wing, center, and fullback. He has been a guy that actually seems like he does a good job on the field when the ball is in his hands. And what I've seen as highlights wise, he's got a lot of wiggle. He could move around. He's very aware about his surroundings. He does a good job of making people miss tackles and such too. He's got some good speed too. Size wise, he's 6'3", 225. Kind of reminds me a lot of a guy that we once had on the team, who is now on the Jets. Kind of reminds me a little bit of our guy. Oh my gosh, I'm zoning out here, guys. It a lot like, oh my gosh, Stone Smart. Reminds me a lot of Stone Smart in the size of his size and everything too. Now, once again, he has to learn the game. You know, when you're a part of this international player program, pathway program, and everything too. Yeah, you know, we sign players internationally to be able to see where they could do and how they could develop kind of more of an overseas element as a, you know, organization, and be able to bring in more international players into the NFL, learn the game. Obviously, find ways to grow the game out. As you know, the NFL has basically 10 different overseas games this year. They are emphasizing that even more every single year too. And, you know, even to say further, the Chargers, and actually I should say the NFL in general, started giving marketing rights for a lot of teams in the NFL. Chargers did win basically the marketing rights to Greece, which is incredible, perfect place to be able to have the Chargers marketed, where you got all the Greek mythology and everything too. Fits very well. I've always thought Zeus should be the actual logo of the, or mascot of the Chargers, with the bolts, all that kind of stuff and everything too. Plus, obviously, the Spanos are, you know, roots is from Greece too. And once again, I visited Greece a couple years ago, and it's phenomenal. It'd be an awesome place to be able to go to an NFL game. But bottom line, getting Jordan Petaia to the Chargers, he's going to learn with the team. He's going to be probably more of a practice squad kind of guy. We'll see how long he basically could kind of learn the game. And it's, once again, there's a lot of players in front of him. We're going to probably see him mostly just in the preseason too. He'll get a chance to kind of grow with the team and grow his career in the NFL. Now, once again, he's got a lot of players in front of him: Will Dissly, Tyler Conklin, Tucker Fisk, and McKaylin Castles at this point. The tight end room is kind of growing out quite a bit here, guys. And I know we all want a tight end in the draft. I don't think this holds back us drafting a tight end, but at the same side, it's very cool to be able to see players trying to transition from rugby to the NFL. There have been players in the NFL that have found a way to get in the NFL and stick in the NFL from different backgrounds, internationally, rugby, whatever it might be. I keep thinking about, you know, Australia, and I kind of think of our legendary kicker, Darren Bennett, being one of those guys that stuck around with the Chargers quite a bit. So that's the first thing I thought about with this signing, is that we got another Australian on the team, and I'd love to be able to see that happen. And I'd love to be able to see the NFL finding a way to, you know, try to expand out the the whole league in general. So I'm excited to be able to see that. So one thing that kind of came to mind for me too is, thinking, okay, we got an Australian player out here. NFL did announce that the Rams are going to play a game in Australia next year, or at least 2026, I should say. And it made me think, well, are the Chargers going to play the Rams in 2026? And they are, and it is a home game for the Rams. So the Melbourne game is considered a home game for the Rams. Chargers could be the team that they go and play out there. How cool would that be? You got basically two LA teams in Melbourne playing the first NFL game out there. I think it would be a really cool fit. Now, obviously, Jordan Petaia is not necessarily one of those guys that's going to say, hey, look, bring everybody to the game or whatnot. But if he's got roots out there, it kind of builds the story a little bit more for the NFL. And maybe we'll be playing down under next 2026 for the first game in Australia. So I don't know. Maybe I'm digging a little bit too much into that or anything like that. But hey, just throwing it out there very early. Maybe we'll be playing out in Australia in 2026 versus the Rams. So who knows? But I always feel that the NFL loves to build a story, make sure the story is very, very solid for why they're playing out there and everything too. So who knows? But what's your thoughts? And once again, the subject is about Jordan Petaia. What's your thoughts about the signing here, guys? Excited to be able to see him grow within the NFL, learn the game. He's got a great coaching staff around him that's going to be able to teach him well. And maybe he's going to be a guy that'll shock us all. I mean, we'll really probably won't see too much from him in the regular season, but we'll probably see him in the preseason and him growing with the team and learning the game and everything too. So I'm excited to be able to see him. So go out there, Jordan, put in some hard work. I know he talked a little bit about some of the players that he has looked up to, like Troy Polamalu. Now he's on a team that has roots with, the late, great Junior Seau. So a lot of Polynesian players also, and you even got Alohi Gilman on the team too. So love to be able to hear you guys' thoughts about the signing with Jordan Petaia. And also, are we going to play overseas in 2026 in the first game in Australia? So how cool would that be? Want to hear from you in the comments below. Once again, like this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not. Appreciate all the love and support, guys. And once again, James from Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast.